Alright, here we go with another DVD walkthrough. This is the next shelf, so let's just get to it. Sticking out over here on the left side, I've got some old photos from Walk the Line, a DVD edition I used to have. I got rid of the DVD in favor of the Blu-ray, but I didn't want to get rid of these beautiful photos, so I kept those in the shelf here. After that, there's Caligula, sort of strange 70s movie where you got a lot of mainstream actors engaging in pornographic scenes for some reason. I don't know, I guess porno was big in the 70s. After that, there's the original Dawn of the Dead. I'm not crazy about the original Dawn of the Dead. I love the remake, but I think the original version is kind of slow, so it's not my favorite film. After that, we've got the Amityville Horror, also the original version. I'm a big fan of both the original and the remake in this case. I like James Brolin a lot. I like how he kind of crazies out. Goes completely mental and berserk, and it's kind of cheesy and scary at the same time. Next is Terror Train, starring Jamie Lee Curtis. You'll see a lot of Jamie Lee Curtis films here. She was big in the early 80s. Made her name as a scream queen, and Terror Train is one of the more interesting ones she starred in. It's about a killer who's stalking kids at a train, and they're all in costume, so he keeps changing costumes so nobody can tell exactly who is the killer. Next up is the original Friday the 13th. This is the uncut version in sort of a cardboard case from Warner Brothers. Pretty cool. I remember they actually showed this on a television show recommending DVDs, and I was like, yeah, I'll pick that one up. It's one of many versions I have of that movie. Next up is The Fog, also starring Jamie Lee Curtis, a classic film. I have a very cool Fright Rag shirt to show you later. I think The Fog might just be one of the most atmospheric horror movies ever made, and it's really, really great. Great score, great atmosphere, cool actors. So just skip the remake as always. On the go with Halloween 2. I love Halloween 2 because it picks up right where the original movie left off. I love when they do that. Pay homage to the first one, but just they just keep it going. That's very, very cool. Next up is Maniac. This is the original version. There is a remake coming out very soon, and they just released a first canned trailer. We can see Elijah Wood kind of going crazy. Very interesting, I must say, but it's too soon to judge if Elijah Wood can step into the role. We'll see. Again, Jamie Lee Curtis and a slasher classic. It's Prom Night. Prom Night is a lot of fun, just kind of campy 80s slasher stuff. We've also got Leslie Nielsen in there for some reason, which always struck me as funny. So yeah, pretty cool cover here. There you go, pretty cool there. It's about a someone has vowed revenge and is running around in a ski mask decapitating people. Alright, after that it's time for The Howling. I've got The Howling standing right next to An American Werewolf in London. These were the two big werewolf movies of the early 80s. And there was sort of a battle between fans. You had to sort of swear allegiance to one of them. You couldn't be a fan of both, I guess. And if I had to pick one, I would go with An American Werewolf in London. I think it's got the better ending. It's got a lot more humor. It's a bit faster paced, so I just kind of tend to favor that, but I still think The Howling is very cool. The Howling is very great, at least the first half of the movie is really great. They set it up very good, and then they kind of drop the ball in the second half, I think. Then we've got the original Back to the Future, the very first film only. I don't have any of the sequels, but I'm a big fan of the first one. Great 80s movie, lots of humor, as you probably know. great pace, fun soundtrack, good actors. After that, it's The Terminator, the original movie. A lot of people tend to praise the sequel, Terminator 2 Judgment Day, but I'm actually probably gonna say that I'm a bigger fan of the original film. I don't know, I think that the second one is cool, don't get me wrong, but I just love the first one. First one, it's got that thriller element. It's not just action. I mean, of course, the second one is very well told and it's got a great story as well. But I think the first one is sort of darker, tighter, nicer. Next up, it's Silent Night, Deadly Night, another crazy slasher movie. This is a very interesting movie because they because of a great deal of controversy when this movie came out, they had to edit out a lot of scenes. So now they edited all that stuff back into the movie, but it's very, very poor quality. So the movie shifts from normal quality to awful quality, which is kind of annoying. But hey, it's cool to see the whole thing, right? Then we've got Day of the Dead, George A. Romero, the third one in this sort of original trilogy. Day of the Dead is very cool. I tend to be more of a Night of the Living Dead fan, but I still think Day of the Dead has some great practical effects, especially for its day. It was very cool. I tend to favor it a lot more than Dawn of the Dead, that's for sure. Then we got Red Snö, a Norwegian miniseries, I think. I have not seen this one. I got it from a Norwegian friend and I need to watch this soon, so yeah. Then we've got April Fool's Day, another sort of semi-slasher film, also early 80s era. April Fool's Day is very interesting because it's not straight up slasher. It kind of breaks the pattern of slashers, and I think a lot of people felt gypped by that. But it's okay. It's kind of a fun movie, not to be taken too seriously. So yeah, there's April Fool's Day. And we've got Stanley Kubrick, Full Metal Jacket. Came out the year I was born, and has always been one of my favorite war films for some reason. I don't know, he just strikes a great tone in Full Metal Jacket, and it's sort of gives you the whole scope of the war, everything from boot camp to yeah, the end. I'm not going to spoil the end, but yeah, very, very cool film. Then there's The Evil Dead 2, Dead by Dawn. This just came out on Blu-ray in the US, but it has not reached us in the UK or Sweden yet, so I'm hoping it's gonna come here too, because I would love to see a Blu-ray release of this. This is a white DVD cover from Anchor Bay, and it's actually one of the first DVDs I bought, so yeah, that's a cool thing. Next up we've got Dirty Dancing. Why the hell do I have Dirty Dancing? I don't know. I guess it came out the same year I was born again. I don't know. I just kind of like that era, late 80s sort of atmosphere for some reason. I think it's a lot of fun, upbeat stuff. Then we've got Akira, animated, the anime film, original version in Japanese. There's also an English dub on here. I tend to favor the Japanese version most of the time, I guess. Akira just led the wave of anime films being more famous in the West, and it's an extremely well-made film, very exciting, and yeah, it's very cool. Check it out. I hear there's an American remake in the works, and all I can say is don't go there. I think they did a great job on Chronicle, if anybody saw that, which is sort of a clear homage to Akira. It deals with a lot of the same things, so I don't think they can really top Chronicle if they're gonna make an Akira remake. Then we got Hellraiser. Also came out the year I was born, right around there. The original film, I've seen that many times. It's a classic. What more can I say? Die Hard, the definitive quadrilogy, all 4 Die Hard films, and they all have 2 discs each, so that's kind of cool. I think all of the Die Hard films are pretty good. Like the 3rd one, Die Hard with a Vengeance, is not too great. But it's okay. I mean, it could be a lot worse. I like the 4th one as well, the new one. Kind of brought new life into the franchise, I guess. So yeah, I think the entire Die Hard series is worth its salt, so to speak. Then we've got Halloween 4. Yeah, not much to say about Halloween 4. Not a great movie, but it's definitely better than Halloween 3. So yeah, there you go. Tim Burton's Batman. I watched this film about 10,000 times growing up. I would watch it literally a dozen times every day. So I know that film by heart. It was one of the films that sort of shaped my life, and I was a big Batman fan back in the day. So yeah, gotta have the original. Halloween 5, pretty much the same as Halloween 4. Nothing great going on there, but yeah, I don't know. Could have been worse, I guess.